I am kinda disappointed at you guys because over the years I have read like a million comments and not even a single one of you asked this important question. Why the ruler of the world, Im-sama, is in hiding. And for the sake of this video only, I'm gonna call Im-sama a she, and I have a reason for that. Like, first of all, she doesn't need to be afraid. She is the god of this world, have 5 demon kings, holy knights, and many other strong celestial dragons. She's not even just in hiding. She kills anyone who even realizes she exists. I originally assumed that she's doing that for the sake of balance. She's like, okay, we have the concept of empty throne, so tell everybody that no one can rule forever. But now that we know Gorosei are immortal, this theory is invalid. People are perfectly fine of having immortal Gorosei as the supreme leader of this world, so they're not gonna have a lot of problem about Im-sama, and even if they do, what the hell they gonna do? Im-sama is the absolute king. At this point, there is not a lot of difference between me and Im-sama. Both of us are doing our job in an isolated place and nobody even know that we exist. Yeah, that's a bummer. So why an immortal being is in hiding and isolation? What's the point? At this point, most rich guys from our world or One Piece world have a relative better life than Im-sama. What's the point of being the absolute ruler of this world if you can't enjoy your life? I have this weird friend called Freud, and I asked this question from him. We went to take a coffee and then we chat about our mothers, and Freud told me about a concept called object loss. Yeah, it's a stupid name. Freud believes one of the greatest reasons for grief and isolation is the fact that you lost something very important or someone very important. We saw Saturn, he doesn't care about humanity. To him, humanity is like ants. Do you really think Im-sama is in hiding because she is worried about the opinion of humans? No. Look at her. She's all in black. She is in grief. Remember the talk that Im-sama had with King Cobra? She said that these D members are a joke compared to the D's from the golden era. Now, I don't believe Zebek, Garp, Roger, people that their name can shake a mountain, are a joke compared to Joy Boy. I believe that Im-sama believes that they are a joke, meaning she's just a prison of the past, believe the previous generation are far better, and today life is just a joke compared to the life that she once had. So if you believe my friend Freud and assume that this lady in black is in fact in grief, I can say that there is only one type of grief that makes even ruling the world meaningless. There is only one type of grief that time cannot cure. A type of grief that make you don't enjoy your life. But again, you have the right to doubt. The mother-lover friend of mine, Freud, have absolutely no understanding about the psychology of a human being. And of course, Oda is a trash writer who cannot give depths to the main antagonist of his own story. And also, mental disorder is such a bad way of making a character complex. Remember what Messiah Complex did to that piece of shit, Kuma? Kuma was a terrible, absolutely trash character, and we did not enjoy it because his mental disorder made him bland. So, you hopefully get what I'm saying. The idea that Oda wants to make the main antagonist of his story more complex by making her grief the suffer of losing everybody that he loved is actually a brilliant way of explaining why this lady in black is from absolute isolation from the rest of the world. What I'm describing to you is basically the story of Adam and Lilith, and you might accuse me of saying that this is a cliche scenario, and I would say that's true, but again, the main character of the story, be a god who is chosen to save the world, is also a cliche. Im-sama existing and ruling over the world is a cliche. The enemy being absolutely darkest entity in the world is a cliche. Gorosei being immortal demon king is a cliche. Yes, the final saga of One Piece is a bit cliche on surface, but with a lot of depth and quality. And you know what? Achievements of Oda as a writer put few records not just in manga industry, but the entire fiction in history. So if you want to enjoy himself and be a bit absurd and be a bit cliche for the final saga of One Piece, I'm gonna be like, sure, why not? It doesn't bother me too much. And of course, you get the idea who I'm talking about. If Imu was in love with anybody, that person has to be original Joy Boy. So if Joy Boy dies for the struggle of power by the hands or the order of Im-sama, the idea of Im-sama being in an endless loop of guilt and grief makes perfect sense. And again, I admit it, I still cannot find a reason that why not only she is in isolation, she is hiding her existence from the rest of the world. She could have been like, okay, there is a ruler to this world, but that ruler is hidden and he or she will never show his or her face. And everybody is like, okay, and Gorosei are his or her disciples. This would make sense. But not only she is in isolation, she won't even allow people to understand that she exists, and she will kill anybody who even tries to understand. I still don't know why that's the case, which proves even more that Im-sama is a complex character. The only logical explanation for this part of the theory is the fact that Im-sama right now has a secondary hidden identity and she doesn't want to reveal that. This is all that I can think of. And also, I do wonder if Im-sama ever tried to escape from this twisted fate by finding yet another person to feel the absence of Joy Boy, perhaps Zebek, or even Monkey D. Dragon. Remember the theories about Im-sama being the actual mother of Luffy? I am not totally against this idea. And again, the idea of the main antagonist, the leader of one of the greatest and most corrupt organization in the history of fiction, being consumed by love is a very poetic one. As I said, evidently, Oda is going back to the traditional ways and tropes of a fantasy story. So everything I said is clearly on the picture, and this could be a perfect explanation for the odd behavior of the king or queen of the world. Analyzing the personality of a character we never met is a very challenging and fun thing to do. And I want you to analyze the shit out of that subscribe button and subscribe right now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I see you all beautiful people at Laugh Tale.